It's cold outside and it's going to get colder. Yes, indeed it is. We've already talked about flights being canceled preemptively, schools and so forth. And so this is all going to play out over the next couple of days. In the meantime, we're here warm and cozy inside the studio. And we're talking about this one, Jenny. Now follow me on the title. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
It's the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window.
How did that ever pass by marketing people?
You know, I think it's meant by the title to signal that this is a bit of a satire of these murder mystery series, but it really is so good, and it's part of our What You Watchin' Wednesday. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, Anna.
The truth is that I drink a lot, and sometimes I mix it with pills. And I'm here because I woke up this morning convinced I'd witnessed a murder.
911. Someone has been murdered.
So did she witness the murder or not? Or was it the wine talking to her? Because she sure does love her wine. She fills it right to the rim. This, she really does.
The selfie one.
I mean, there's so much about this, and as it begins to unfold, you kind of see the dark comedy and dark humor in it. I love Kristen Bell. I haven't really followed her much. I don't know why.
Maybe just she was really, I think when she was coming of age as an actress, she was like a little girl, like stuff that more like youthful
Disney-related stuff, right?
That you might not have been into, but yeah, I mean, of course, she's
and
coming
Veronica
to her
Mars.
Own. Yeah, so that's a good one. You know, another one that a lot of people are talking about is we need to talk about Cosby. Here's a preview.
Do not edit this. A lot of people knew, because you can't do what he did unless you have other people supporting what you're doing.
Spanish Fly, the girl with drinking and hello, America.
Bill Cosby had been one of my heroes. I'm a black man, stand-up comic. I was born in the 70s. But this?
More trouble for Bill Cosby.
The accusations just keep coming in.
This was complicated.
It's a 4-part Showtime docu-series. Have you guys started it?
I've binged it. I've watched the whole thing front to back.
Too.
Yeah, and so has Yolanda. So W. Kamau Bell, I think because he's a black man, because he's a comedian, and because Bill Cosby was his hero, to have him lead the charge on this docu-series brings it a level of credibility. And I believe that what you're going to see when you watch this is going to be the biography of record of Bill Cosby's life. It's not just about the allegations and conviction of sexual assault. It's really about the totality of his career, the influence on culture, and how you reconcile those two things, somebody who contributed so much and left us so disappointed with who he proved himself to be.
Yeah, most certainly. Yolanda, what was your reflection on it?
I agree with Ron. I mean, it's so well produced. And, you know, we're in this business, and we know how time-consuming it is to pull all those images and things together. Somebody had to sit through this. And the timeline is wonderful. It just kind of tells a full history. But how do you separate the art from the artist?
And there's, they end up, Yolanda, in an interesting way, painting him as almost sinister in that in small ways in his work over the years, he was signaling to people with a wink and a nod what he was really like. For example, they ask, what kind of doctor was he? Do you know what kind of doctor Dr. Huxtable was?
Was he an OBGYN? That's what I thought.
And where was his office?
You know,
in his house.
In the basement.
And in the basement. And they said he could have been a dentist, but he created this show where he examined women in the basement of his home, and many wonder, was that his way of, even subconsciously,
like a grooming, like a subconscious grooming?
Like subconsciously, was it subconscious, or was it his way of sort of like, I'm going to work this in a way that kind of replicates my life? It's very interesting, the analysis of his work and how it coincides with the women and the timeline of their allegations. And they also said something about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They said, can you be a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde if your Dr. Jekyll good is only done to create a false picture of who you are so you can be Mr. Hyde? It's all the same person.
Yeah. The
Right.
two takeaways from it is the people that were on set on the Cosby Show. Without giving it away, you'd be surprised to see Joseph Phillips, you know, and he was on the Cosby Show. He had a lot to say. He and Matt Williams, who was a producer. So please watch it. Very interesting.
Gosh, you got to get in the right headspace to watch something like
You
that too.
really
Because
do.
when you say that about him being an OBGYN and you thinking about just that sort of like
And that's just
subliminal
one
grooming
example.
process, it's just disturbing. It sounds like when you've got to be kind of ready to.
And when the women connect those dots and that revelation hits them, they have the same reaction you do. Like they sort of are thinking, but that's not just the only example of
I'm
it.
sure not. I'm
and
sure
then there's
not.
the whole Hugh Hefner Playboy Mansion, which kind of dovetails off that documentary.
We've been watching that too.
Well, this is your follow-up.
Okay, well, I've got a lot to do. Listen, we're all going to be home for a couple of days.
Thursday, Friday.
I have a series that I started that I would, if you guys are looking for something a little bit more light and sort of just, I don't, not fantasy, because it covers the Gilded Age, which happened here in America on HBO Max. Take a look. Here's a clip.
New York is a collection of villages. The old have been in charge since before the Revolution, until the new people invaded.
Well, I'm new. I've only just arrived.
You are my niece, and you belong to old New York.
George Russell is a power in the land. Before long, he'll put money into his pocket with every train ticket you buy. I think we should know the Russell family.
We do not move in the same circles.
Mama, you are incorrigible.
I take that as the highest praise.
Look at Christine Baranski. So this is set in the 1880s, during the Gilded Age, when the railroad systems were being set up, and it's almost about sort of this American royalty. Of course, not actual royalty, but the American type of royalty. I like this because it has very like Bridgerton vibes, but it follows our own history. Also, Cynthia Nixon's in this, and I have to say, I've been watching Cynthia Nixon in and Just Like That, the new Sex and the City, and in this, and she's excellent in this. I'm not loving her in Sex and the City, but
I'm not either.
Are you
You're
not
not
either,
loving her this time
Yolanda?
around.
I'm not loving her in
But isn't it
Just Like That.
fascinating that an actress could be on 2 HBO shows
two checks
at the same time, playing completely different characters from different eras of time?
Right.
Yeah.
Modern day and 1880.
She's just more 1880.
You're
She's just more
1880,
Gilded
Cynthia.
Age, Cynthia, and I love you.
In a good
you know?
way. In a good way. You're 18. And that's from the creators of Downton Abbey, and we know they're masters at all of the set design and costuming and the way in which that's all put together. And they're promoting it heavily on HBO. That's on my list of ones to watch.
Get started on it so we can kind of be like on the same
talk about it.
path. Yeah, and talk
You
about
watch
it.
Cosby, I'll watch Gilded Age.
And we'll meet
right?
on Monday.
That's what you watch.